Welcome back to Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Now today I'm going to look at generational death and destruction. You know how people talk about generational wealth? When the parents pass down their wealth to their children, who then pass it down to their children, etc. Well, this is generational crosses. Father pass it down to son, son pass it down to his son. I'm going to give you a few examples. Some you might have heard of, but one of them I'm pretty sure 99% of people have never heard about this youth. This is the son of the big Don, the clansman. Nobody never really talk about that youth. Enough people never even know he existed. But I'm going to start it off, right? The whole generational crosses, generational badness, generational death and destruction. We're going to kick it off with arguably the best example as to how a family can rule an area, right, and you just get passed down from son to son, right? Of course, I'm talking about West Kingston. However, people, please look at your screen right now. This picture completely caught me off guard. Big up the subscriber who sent me this. See, I love when I get gems like this. This is what makes me scour through my DMs, right? Because I know every now and then I come across something like this. What you're looking at is a picture of Jati and Dudus at the same place at the same time. A matter of fact, I think this is probably the best picture in terms of colors, right? Best colored picture I've seen of Jati, right? Normally the picture you may see of him, they're black and white and they're really out. You can't really make out him face very well. The writer say you can clearly see Jati. But who's probably going to surprise you the most is the little short man in the middle. That right there, Christopher Coke, Dudus. In this picture, you can see why them call him short man. But people, pay attention. Because when you get into the meat of the video, but just pay attention to this picture. Make us scrutinize it for a little bit. Check out the fashion. Now I know the younger viewers on this channel might be thinking to themselves, what them money are wear, man? Believe it or not, that was how Chacha Boy looked back in the days. That was how rich top man look back in the days, right? You see the style with Jati Avan, that right, this are the straight bossy style. That are the English. That when you know you spend pound, right? You can't spend a local currency when you just like that, right? You see the chain, you see the pants. Look on Dudus. On the man seam. Look on the seam in the man. When was the last time you go to one party and see man with seam in the pants? On the man shirt. Not only that, look on the bag in front of him. If you notice, the whole thing changed at the size of the clothes and the size of the bag them, you know, like how nowadays man wear a bag in front of them and they carry money in the bag and they might carry, you know, look matic in the bag and them man going like say a brand new something. Man, not new. I've said it all the time. We see this already. All of these things, all of the things them you see now, them just get smaller and maybe the clothes them probably fit tighter, but the general look is the same. See, they just have it there, bag in front of him, looking at him on. People know what that. If you can't make it out, cold, hard cash. Yes, Dudus was flexing. Now I know most people have never seen Dudus like this before. Normally, he's more reserved and he looks more toned down and people always say, oh, Dudus never the camera thing and the hype thing. You know what I believe? Seeing a picture like this? The reason why no people say that is because in general there just wasn't many cameras around back then. Because what I'm seeing right now, it looked to me like say young Dudus when his brother was around, when his big brother was around and Jati Lyro and things, right, and he was just a rookie and he had more time to be fun and you know he didn't have the pressure of being the Don. Seemed like Dudus was a flosser. Seemed like Dudus have a little thing about him. Matter of fact, let me show you another picture again. I've never seen this picture before, and this is also of Dudus. Check it out. Come on, people, hit that like button. Hit that like button. I know for most people, these two pictures are the first time you see them in your life. A young Dudus, gold Rolex pan wrist, right, diamond ring pan finger, a cracker smile. This is two pictures now. We will see Dudus a boss big smile. I've never seen Dudus smile like this. In all the pictures of Dudus, of all the videos, I've never seen him smile like this. Before he was the Don, when Jati run things, and he was just, you know, just Jim Brown youth and he was in the system and he never had the pressure upon him. seemed to me like Dudus was a complete different person. From these pictures, he looked like he was a fun, almost extroverted individual. Obviously, I know it's just pictures, right? But I'm telling you, these two pictures are very eye-opening. But anyway, people, we could talk about generational crosses. Jim Brown, of course, the father, and as one of the top men in a shower posse, Jim Brown will make money where you probably can't count. You see, the reason why I talk about this is because people say, for example, if you talk about a 116 or a very powerful family, and people might say, well, they were criminals, and I just do them have money where they make person. No, you need more than money. The transition from 90 octane to 116 is not about money, or not just about money. It requires a certain amount of EQ and long-term vision. See, even though Jim Brown, well, we can say, well, we expect him to go like that. Him son, Jatty became the Don, and we know Jatty go out already, right? Maxfield man him shot him off a bike, right? And then we say, alright, you know what? Jatty did really grow up under the Jim Brown leadership. So Jim Brown get to see Jatty become Don. And to be honest, I think Jim Brown, how would I say, obviously, yes, me know Simple Simon, me and Jim Brown never own a conversation, but it seemed like Jim Brown embraced the idea of Jatty being a Don. But I don't think he had intentions for the whole line pitting them, well, the whole of the main one them, to get caught up in the foolishness. When I look at the names with Jim Brown give them youth, you will see it's almost as if Jim Brown himself was thinking, well, you know what, me I go be the Don and me I go go on and sure Jatty I go run it, but the rest of them go on, go do bigger and better things. Because when they give a youth certain name, it's almost a signal as to what you want them to become. Right? I know again, people always wonder why I stick to names. Names are powerful. Right? Names send a signal. When you give a child a name, it tells society that, you know what, I take this child seriously and I have big plans for them. That is why enough parents doom them pitney by giving them certain Mickey Mouse names. But that's another story. Anyway, listen to Jim Brown use them name. Right? Mark Anthony. Right? That's Jatty. Leighton. That's Liberty. Christopher. That's Dudus. Probably the bossiest of them all. Saint Aubin. Right? That's Chris Royal. Right? You have Lanchester Coke. Right? That's Bamati. It seemed like these youths were supposed to go and go do certain things. Right? Jatty was supposed to be the Don, run the place. I think Jim Brown thought that Jatty was going to get 10, 20 years night. Right? But then Christopher and St. Aubin and Lanchester and all these youths were supposed to go and go to bigger things. This is just my opinion, by the way. But no. Generational crosses. Of course we know Jatty dead off. Chris Royal dead off. Lanchester, Bamati, right now in that jail. Anyway, they met himself come to because I don't think he must see road again. Right? Leighton, Liberty Coke, again, any selling him better get used to it because I don't think he must see road again. Generational crosses. All the money from Shower Posse, all the money could not make them elevate and move to 116 status. All the death, all the destruction, all the blood's been spilled by Shower Posse, by presidential clique, and none of them them not for show feed. None of them have nothing to show feed. People, understand this. You can say, you see the 116, they're also criminals. They've also done this and done that and carry out hits on this and that. But you see, by the time for them pick the bond, them pick don't even know said that he was a criminal. If you were to get the child, just pick any random child from a 116 and say, go you think say your father was criminal, that child will look at you like, what are you talking about? Me don't know it from the day I was born. Me never see my father would even have gone in my hand. Me never see my father with even a ratchet. I've never even heard my father raise his voice. That's the difference. Because as soon as the 116 get their money, they start to plan their exit. They start to plan how they're going to transition from selling Diet Coke to owning banks. From selling herbs to owning car dealerships, to owning real estate, to owning construction, this and that. That's the difference. We're talking about vision, we're talking about EQ. So, Jim Brown, after all that death and destruction, when it is all said and done, them now have nothing for show feet. Nothing at all for show feet. Now, people, understand, 40, 50 years time, when people talk about the Koch family, they'll be talking about them like a bunch of 87s and 90 octanes. That's it. That is it. However, the 116 pitney them would have already completely washed for them one, rebrand, gone fully corporate, and in 40, 50 years time, people won't even be able to trace back to their criminal roots. Understand the difference? In 50 years time, if you try to tell somebody saying, this man's father was a criminal back in the day, people tell us a lie or tell, because when them look, all them can see is legitimate businesses, and I mean real legitimate businesses, not the little Mickey Mouse construction company them are really just rely upon government contracts. Right? We're talking about serious business. And to show you how much the Koch family of the generational crosses, now Dudus' son get himself mixed up in the foolishness to the point where him did end up get shot one at a time doing political rally go on, him get shot. And then him still never learn him lesson. Next thing we hear, Dudus' son get caught up in a murder, that is the P-boy incident. And now him and him uncle him in a jail. The same uncle them who you would think would say, you know what, based on how we see this family keep going out, especially the man them that this family keep going out, here what, you young Christopher, you can't come nowhere upon the block. Liberty as a big man compared to his nephew, right? Bamati and them man they should have tell young Christopher say you can't come nowhere upon the, no matter how much him want bust gun, no matter how much him want come, you can't come nowhere around here, so, right? But instead, them did a arbor and a par with, and I encourage and I teach. Next thing you know, Dudus Jr. in a jail, a light kangan and sting sanky about prison and a better rose. So, just want to understand that when it comes down to the Koch family. But they're not alone. They're not alone. Let's move on to another example. Let's look at the Dudus them arch nemesis back in the day. Of course, Mr. Donald Zeeks Phipps. People. Zeeks, the man in go past Zeeks yard and find over $20 million. And that's just where them find cash. Who knows what else him have? Stash off here so and stash off there so. Money for dash way. Again, may I stress the point because people keep telling us how money them need. All if you have money then you go turn that 116 and you must switch. No. Nope. Here comes Zeke's son. Police and Zeke's son, right? The Zeke's son and Matches Lane mix up in the badness to the point where police shot him. Look on your screen right now. These children, right, the son of these dons, them born to some family where have extraordinary powers and links, right? Them can get any door open for them in Jamaica, right? If your father is Zeeks, your father is Dudus, you can get any door open to you in Jamaica. We're talking about especially financial, any business you want to do anyway, it's open to you, right? Sure, when you go certain very, very high society events, people might frown and say, oh, that's Zeke's son, right? But if you talk about just access, you have it. Zeke's son could go and go do anything with him life. But there he was on Matches Lane, a lock corner. You see, one of the reasons why these youths end up stay on the same block where them father come from, to the point where police are shoot off of them and all kind of things, you have to understand. Now for them try to disguise it as being real. Yeah man, you know we are real youth, so we are staying at the block, we are staying on the garrison, because you know we are real youth and we not sell out. That's nonsense. That's smoke and mirrors. I'll tell you what it is. It's because somebody like Zeke's son, even though he can, right, if he wanted, him can go live up on Narbrook or him can go live at Jackshill. Up there so, him wouldn't be nobody. I wonder if you listen to me. Open and enjoy on the tea in the Sunday, you know, because we are talking about EQ now, right. You see, not for them youths, right, them realize outside of the garrison, they would just be another citizen. And in a Norbrook, or even just a decent middle class community like Havendale or somewhere like that, right? Nobody now go run back at them. Nobody, because he's Zeeks, so nobody will not run back at him. Yo, my general. Nobody, people just be mind their business and the real business about him. But when him there match his lane, him a the man. Him a the man because he's Zeeks' son. I talk about generational crosses. To the point where even though him can take the money when him father have, take the links him father have and go the bigger things, but no. Nope. They're on the corner. May I give you more example. Who we are moved to now? Another than Joel Andem. Look at your screen right now. Look to see how his son turned out. At the grand age of 13, yes, not 30, 13, Joel Andem's son get catch and go in a school with a matic in a bag. 13 years old. Now, this youth, I try to go through the school, which has a metal detector. So you must know how serious things is when a school have to resort to using them kind of thing there and students, right? Anyway, in this instance, it worked and them catch the youth with the matic. And I'm guessing because of his age, right, because he was only 13, and of course you know his father's links and then probably a big lawyer, they managed to negotiate it down to 3 years probation. 3 years probation. So you think to yourself, alright, the youth get another chance, even though my Joel and them son and them catch him with gun, system a give him another chance. Here we're looking at people trying to use reformation and say, you know what, we're not just going to fling a big charge on him or a big sentence. Give him another chance, man. He's a young youth. What happened? Remember, 3 years probation at 13, so that carry him to 16. Okay, look at your screen right now. 3 years later, at 16, which would have been the 3 years after him, because him 3 year probation don't know, them catch him with an even bigger gun. Because remember, them catch him with a 9mm when he was 13. With at 16, them catch him with an AK-47 and 15 rounds of ammunition. The youth upgrade a machine. The youth move from a matic up to a rifle. Remember, you know, him get a second chance at life, because people that say, you can't pressure him too much. If they give him 10 years, what people will say, oh, them only have fight against him, Chima Joel and them son, why the system give him another chance? So them give him another chance. And when him do, him go get catch with an even bigger gun. But under that, look on the sentencing again. This time, right, by the time he get sentenced, he was now 17. He get catch with him at 16, sentenced with him at 17. Look at how long they give him. 4 months. 4 months for a previous charge of a 9, and now get catch with a AK and 15 rounds of ammunition. 4 months in prison. Whichever lawyer him have, listen, I don't know if a Peter bag juice I work with the Andem family, but whichever lawyer him have, I want the lawyer there. Alright, as a matter of fact, I hope somebody link up and tell me who was the lawyer, because I want to know how. Right, again, 17, when they get to 17, even though technically, well, not technically, but even though you're under the age of 18, and the system not really like fling with youths that young, I've seen youth them age get some serious time. Serious time. Especially when you talk about repeat offender. Especially when you talk about AK, 17-year-old with AK, 4 months. I can't Peter bag juice. Like the real, like him go for Peter Champagne, the real lawyer, you know, Peter bag juice is the budget option. Peter Champagne is the more expensive one. 4 months. So this youth, again, father was done. Could have go and go do anything, him have much links, right? The same links them and the same money when him used to get big lawyer and get sentenced cut down to this and that. Him could have used it to do something positive. But no, generational crosses. Generational crosses. But now, we're going to look at somebody else. Now, at the start of the video, I said there was somebody, right, a big Dan for Klansman, who did have a youth. Enough people to this day don't even know he existed. The youth born, live, and dead, and you can't even find him name on the internet. I'm talking about Donovan Bulbie Bennett's son. The name of that son was Donald. Yes, Bulbie had a son. Bulbie not only had a son, but Bulbie had a son that Bulbie tried to shield from the badness. Yes, you see like how Zeeks son and get shot when a match is laying and Dudus son get shot when a West Kingston and Joel Andem son get catch up a puppy in it gun. Bulbie, I guess he was trying to spare the youth the madness, right? So this youth did have firing for how long, right? Proper foreigner. This youth come back to Jamaica after him father did because now Bulbie can't stop him. Right? Look like say Bulbie should shield him from the system, shield him from certain things that are going on. Right? Maybe I look at one visit to Jamaica, but you don't know him now. Carry him in a really grimy part of the system. Well, Bulbie dead now. You'd come back to Jamaica and realize the Joel Andem. My father was the top man for clans. You know when your father named Bulbie, automatically you have a certain amount of ratings, even though you do not know, right? Because obviously he didn't put in the quote unquote work like the man them who did then at the streets that killed people long, like the Scott Thomas them and the J Bad them and the the Hodges and them man they, right, and the Sci-Fi and the Satan and them man them. The man they would have to shoot people from the mind of them knee and kill much people to get ratings. But when you're Bulbie's son, there's a certain amount of free ratings that come with that. So you come back and realize that, oh, you know what, look a strength. You know what this youth do? After Bulbie went to such lengths to keep him foreign and keep him away from the badness, him come right back to Jamaica and come to 87. Imagine him father was in 90. You would think he would pick up from 90 and carry up to 116. No, this youth went the opposite direction. This youth regressed. He went to 87. And if you notice, the dance, you notice them son them and all of them regress. Right? Dudus son, turned 87. Zeeks son, 87. Bulbie youth, 87. So this youth did have one place named Top Banks. Right? Turn big man over there and I'll start make dopey and be a kind of things. Get himself caught up in the clansman system. Because at first him the thing say, yes, even though I get a little rating because of Bulbie's son, I guess him thing say that make him bulletproof. It didn't. It didn't. Him end up get hot and police kill him off. But hear this now, no? The operation for kill Bulbie's son, even though police carry it out, think of it as a joint operation. What do I mean by joint operation? It was police in coordination with clansmen. I'm sure that's not a surprise to some people. Say back then police used to carry out operation that was coordinated with clansmen. And I know clansmen are set up each other for dead. And I know. I must say coordinated, I mean literally the clansman them help walk the youth into his death. Right, that's why I say it was a joint operation, police and clans. Right, worked together. But Bulbie was a specialist in this, by the way, because Bulbie is a man where as soon as they get too hot, as soon as any little trouble upon your name and little heat come down upon you, Bulbie has said either him make one of the other 87 them kill you, or him make police kill you. Matter of fact, Bulbie have a very senior police friend who to this day Jamaicans claim say must top crime fighter. He helped seal his name as an 87 killer of him bridging Bulbie because him and Bulbie was close. And when Bulbie want to get rid of his 87s, he would then link his top policemen who would go shoot the 87 and Jamaicans would clap the man and say, boy, this man is a real top crime fighter over Spanish Town, not knowing say I'm bridging Bulbie. I send him on these apps. But don't worry, that video is for another day. So now Donald, right, left foreign, got the best education anybody can get. How much money spent on him, how much money in a bank account, boy should be safe and live good. End up come to Jamaica, come dead. Generational crosses, generational death and destruction. And just like him father, remember you know, when the black helmet man then they go kill Bulbie. Remember in the video when I talk, I don't know if you seen the video, but I said the clansman them when they hear say Bulbie dead, the man them fire so much shot that the street light them start dim. It was as if every machine in the system get rise that night. Some people even went as far as to say them don't need Peter Phipps and them now vote no more PNP, and some man take it to the next level and say, oh, them go kill back how much black helmet man, I'll know it now happen. I'll know it now happen. But anyway, just like him father, Donald got a huge send off. We are talking about shot a fire left, right and center. The man them stay because obviously them never got the funeral because a big police not the funeral. There was a huge police presence at the funeral because them don't know them thing they got already. The man them just stay across the way. Rise beer rifle. Beer shot a fire. Gun salute for Bulbie's son. But what people did really ask themselves is how him even end up in the first place. How this youth we had a chance to escape. Remember no, he's not like the J-Bad them. We're completely literate. J-Bad couldn't even read and write. J-Bad can't spell him own name. He wasn't like Scott Thomas, right? Mother sick and dead, father dead, brother dead. He wasn't none of them people. It's not like saying born over Lariston and him go through this and go through that. This youth had everything. He had a bright future. But him still come back in the system and end up just like any other 87 in the streets. More people understand me I talk about generational crosses. Now I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm saying in this video. I'm not saying that if you're the son of a Don, then you're bound to end up like this. Because remember, people with a certain amount of EQ can see the death and destruction, and even though them can easily walk into certain communities and automatically become a top man, they can distance themselves and go the opposite route. For example, I'm going to use another Dan. I could stay with Shower Posse. Vivian Blake. You might have seen my video on Vivian Blake where I said, in my opinion, Vivian Blake is the most intelligent Dan Jamaica has ever seen. And when we talk about intelligent, I mean the real meaning of the word. Because no people will be like, yo, he used to take the diet coke from your son and sell it to the money. The man, they're real smart and intelligent, you know. People overuse the word. We are talking about real intelligent. Vivian Blake was a man, very high IQ, FBI, even FBI said, listen, this was a brilliant man, him could have been anything he want to be. Him could have been anything he want to be. Vivian Blake was a top man that Shower Posse. Well, it seemed like him pitting them inherit his genes. Except they've now gone one step further and they've distanced themselves from the crime. So Vivian Blake pitting them, none of them are not done. None of them now run off this. I know one of his son is an author now, write book about him father. And all the money Vivian Blake make, all the apartments Vivian Blake, cause listen, Vivian Blake did not build apartments before building apartments was cool. Right now lately every top man that build apartment. Vivian Blake did not build housing scheme and anything from back in the day. Fiend pitney them, busy, swimming at that money there, and nobody don't even know who they are. Right, apart from the one who's an author, but nobody really know about Vivian Blake pitney them. So Shower Posse have two top man, Vivian Blake and Jim Brown, right, Lester Light Coke. But look how the two man them pitney them end up, right. One side, the whole of the youth them end up in a pure foolishness and crosses, one of that jail dead, right, get murdered. And the next one, pitney them, gone on for do all kind of career, right, enjoy the money with them father make, right, and take it the way them feel like. I don't know what do with the money, right, rich, cause again, when you talk about money, you have to talk about Vivian Blake and them money that make a bag of money back in the day after the diet coke, right. So I'm just trying to show you that no, it is not predetermined. Not because you're the dance son, that means you have to go join the gang and take up badness. You can go in the opposite direction, but you need EQ. You need the vision. You need to be able to look down the road and see the destruction and say, you know what, my father went through that, so I'm not going down that road. In the business, how much man want to call me boss? In the business, how much man want to call me general? No, I am not going down that road. I will see you later. Matter of fact, I'll go and go become a nerd. I wonder if you know myself while ago. That's the real brilliant move now. You see, picking up your father title and going and go become a Dan, that's not impressive. You know what's impressive? If you're the son of Jim Brown, I went to have a look, who see up on TV with a big ever glasses on your face, looking like Steve Urkel's, I tell people about astrophysics. That would be really, really impressive. Picking up the mantle and going on and go bust the gun just like your daddy, right, and in a jail just like your daddy, right, and I run off kind just like your daddy. Sorry, I know people around there tell us say, yo, you're a big money in general, but that is really nothing impressive. It really isn't. Anyway, people, I hope some of you, right, because I know everybody don't get it, but I hope some of you get the point I'm trying to make in this video, right? As me say, generational crosses. Listen, EQ, IQ, these things are very important. They play a role in everything. Money cannot help certain people. Matter of fact, money makes them worse. Money even leads them further down the path of death and destruction. When you give it to them, and then you put 100 man around them who are willing to do everything with them say, pure problem. Anyway, Patreon squad, big up on yourself. PIA, you don't know. Please like, comment, and share the video. Bless.